Hey guys, welcome back to this video. This is Sean here from Crypto XL, a company based in Canary Islands that train investors and traders to become profitable in the crypto market. Today, in this YouTube video, we're basically going to be talking about a trade analysis that I sent to members, and that analysis played out perfectly. As you can see this on the screen right now, this is the analysis that we sent. It played out beautifully and exactly as we sent. So I'm going to be breaking down that trade. So make sure to take notes because these are great information I'm going to be sharing with all of you. And yeah, if you do want to join our Discord community, we have links. You can just text us on Instagram. We will send you the link and we'll get you in it. We send analysis like this every single day in our Discord community. We send about 2 analysis per day. And also we have a smart money course where we teach the strategies behind all of this, how to catch great trades like this every single day. I've been catching trades every single day with the smart money strategy that I teach in our course. So if you want to check that out, make sure to check it out as well. So before we get into anything else, let's get started with this video and let's break down this trade. So this was the entire analysis. I'm going to remove all of this. And now, so the time when I sent the analysis, price was somewhere around here. All right, this was where price was. And now, why did I send this analysis? Let's take a look at the daily time frame first of all. As you can see, ever since November, we broke this high. We've been pretty bullish, especially at this area right over here on the daily time frame. Now I knew that we are bullish, and obviously we have demand zones over here, but keep in mind that price does not have to reach all the way lower to mitigate all of this demand zone before moving towards the upside. In this case, yes, it did. I mean, if you also look at this area, there's not really any valid demand zones over here. There's 1 year. We also caught this trade a long time ago. This was a beautiful setup last year as well. So this was a valid zone then. That's why price reached all the way down towards there. But like right here, everything is efficient. There's a lot of wicks. The price action is efficient. It's a beautiful price action. So like price does not have to move all the way down to mitigate before moving towards the upside like this. Now, so let me just remove all of this. Now looking at the daily time frame, obviously, one thing that I noticed was that this demand zone over here. Now this demand zone hasn't been mitigated. You can argue and say that this is the last mitigation. So you can even consider this as demand zone. And one rule that we have is if price below reaches below our zone like this and close above, this analysis is still valid. We don't trade order blocks, we trade supply and demand zones because order blocks, I know that if you tap into an order block, the order block must be broken in order for that to be valid. But for us, we don't care. Price could just go below. Let me just remove all of this first. Price could, let me give you an example here. So we have a demand zone. We could definitely see price do something like this, move down, maybe mitigate. If this was an order block and this happens, price move below, this order block is invalidated. But we trade supply and demand zone, which is slightly a bit different from order blocks. If our zone gets broken like this and price closes above this area, this demand zone is still valid for me. I will still be looking for buys. But yes, sometimes you can argue that price broke this demand zone, price wants to just move out to mitigate some supply zones over here, we're moving towards the downside. It could be that case as well, but for me personally, if a demand zone gets traded through, it is still valid for me. I'll still take the trade if I get a good confirmation. I don't simply take trades, I wait for confirmation. So keeping in mind the day time frame, we had a demand zone. Now let's move to the forward time frame. Now this area is very nice. So this is where we took our trade. As you can see, this was a nice demand zone, a beautiful demand zone, a nice zone that broke structure that's imbalanced as well, as you can see right over here. And this was that demand zone that broke this high. Keep in mind, as you can see, this was the last structural high. It was taken out. Then we had another breakout structure coming from this demand zone. So this demand zone was definitely a high probability demand zone. And another zone that I said that price could reach below is this zone over here. Why? Because as you can see right over here, there's liquidity around here. So price could definitely just grab that liquidity, tap into our below the demand zone right over here and move towards the upside. Probability, what we see is lower probability compared to tapping into this zone because this zone broke structure as well and balance. It's just beautiful. And it's the nearest demand zone that we can find. So these two zones are valid for us, but let's take a look at why we took buys on this zone. So first of all, as I explained, book structure and balance, everything was beautiful. Now, why would we look for buys? Obviously, keep in mind that daily time frame is extremely bullish, so that's why you want to be buying. And the forward time frame, if you move like to the 1 hour time frame, you can see here there is trendline liquidity right over here. You notice there is trendline liquidity. A lot of retail stops are resting around this area, this area, this area, this area, this area, because people are definitely, if you think about trendline trading, people are trying to, okay, this is the type of the trend line, price is going to put people are going to stop loss right over here. Maybe aiming for like a 1-to-1, what would they aim for? I don't even know. Maybe a 1-to-2, something like that. So there's a lot of stops resting right below, and some people even they try to take trades 1-to-5. You get stopped out as well. So just keep in mind there's a lot of retail stock resting right above this area. We remove all of this and we turn liquidity again. So there's a lot of retail stock. So this was a great confirmation that price wanted to move towards the upside. Now let's move to a lower time frame. I'm not going to get into much detail on the confirmation. This is all explained in the smart money course that we have, and also on the Discord community as well. Now, just looking at this I don't want to get into much detail and say which zone we look for buys from, but just looking at this from the 15-minute perspective, right over here, as you can see, we had a tap into our zone and the price push up. Now, this was not, I don't really like if price ever breaks structure like this and keeps going towards the upside, I wouldn't take the trade because this tap was not really a good tap for me. I like if price moved at least a bit deeper, at least 25% of the zone. A better one would be 50% of the zone, but at least if price moves 25% into the zone, it's not, I like the zone like that. If price gives a tiny tap into our zone, I just don't like it because most of the time I see price just doing something like this, just tap into a zone to move up, mitigate supply, move, and that's exactly what happened as you can see right over here. Let me put back the zone so you guys understand. So this was the zone. So, and I see from the right over here, we had a nice bullish structure. So I don't want to get into much detail on which zone we took because it's all explained in the smart money course, but let's just take a look at the common, not the basic things right over here. We had a strong structure push over here, breaking structure as well. And it pushed all the way towards the upside. So from this, I could confirm that price wants to move towards the upside. So that is where we actually look to place an entry right over here. This is just from a high perspective. You could place an entry right over here, stop loss right below the zone, take profit all the way at the highs. Obviously, this is a 1-to-2, but we took trades based on the lower time frame. So it will be something like this. Just an example right over here. We take this trade over here. We just stop loss right below the low, and you can just see the example. It's 1-to-11. All right. But just from a high time frame perspective, this was a beautiful setup. And as you can see, price decided to run that trendline liquidity exactly as we stand. So stay tuned for the next video. This is an amazing video. Make sure to take notes, study this video. These are all great concepts to implement in your strategy as well. So make sure to backtest all the strategy that I teach. And keep in mind, I'm going to remind everyone again, all these concepts are taught in the Smart Money course that we have, the detailed version of it on how I use confirmation, every single details I use in my trading strategy as well. And also make sure to check out Discord community as well, where we send analysis every single day and we catch great trades like this. And members are killing it as well every single day. I'm sharing all of those in our Instagram story. So stay tuned for that and stay tuned for our next video. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.